This week on Massive Combo Breaker, Amazon drops the 20% discount on pre-orders and ad-free viewing on Twitch, Battlefield 5 is delayed, and Insomniac's Spider-Man game is out and it's amazing. Alright, so first up this week, we've got MT as always.
Yes, you do.
And Kyle.
My insides feel like a punching bag.
Thank you for sharing, Kyle. And this is Chris. And you are listening to Massive Combo Breaker. So, first up this week, I guess, the new Hitman game is actually going to include all of Hitman 1's content in it? Or
Yes, sir.
what exactly is going on with that?
There are, I think it's like 6 maps in the first game that will be in the second game, and they will have all of the new Hitman 2 options in them as well.
Huh. So you can just, if you haven't played Hitman 1, you can just buy 2 and then get all the other shit as DLC.
I believe so. They for Hitman 1, they did what are they, elusive targets, which I think were one time only, so those may not carry over. But I think everything else will.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've never heard of a game doing that.
Especially a game that's coming out of fucking Square Enix.
Yeah, they're pretty much greedy cunts about everything. This is the same company that, said Tomb Raider didn't sell enough when they sold like a bazillion copies.
Yeah, that was the best-selling one in the series ever. This isn't.
Yeah.
What is this?
I know this has sold more than any Tomb Raider game ever in the history of video games, but that's not the sales target we had.
Obviously, they got over it since they're coming out with a third fucking one.
Yeah. They realized, hey, we do actually like money, so I guess we'll keep making it. Not like Assassin's Creed where we do fucking 8 a year, but we'll keep making them. Ubisoft.
Hey, they stopped for a whole year on Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
This year, I think they're not doing one, or 2019.
No, they are
not doing one. There's a year that they're not doing one. I think it's next year.
Ooh. Well, they took a break before Origins, and then it seemed like they were going to do one every other year, and then they announced the Odyssey for this year.
Have they been like switching the studio that makes it, or is it one studio doing it every time?
It's just the one.
Are they doing the Call of Duty way? No, it's one. Jeez, no wonder they're so boring.
I think.
Like, how can a studio make a game every year? That's crazy.
Because there's not actually anything different in it. It's like fucking Madden at this point.
Why?
It's like, hey, look, it's the exact same game with a different skin.
This time it's in Egypt. Jeez. I still haven't actually played through a whole Assassin's Creed game.
Me neither.
One of these, I think I might just skip one and, I don't know, watch a video about the story or something, and then just go to 2, because everyone says 2 is amazing.
The last one I played all the way through was Revelation, which is the third of the second game, which is fucking weird to say.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but yeah, it is weird as shit.
The second of the second game was by far the best one.
So anyway, in other news, Bloodstained is delayed again.
That's the one made by the Castlevania guy, right?
Yeah, it looks good. I'm happy to wait as long as it doesn't turn out like a steaming pile of shit like Mighty Number 9. After having played Mighty Number 9 for about an hour, I never did it again.
Yeah, that one hit like free on PlayStation Plus really fucking fast too.
Yeah. I don't think I ever got my I was going to get it for 3DS and I never got it. I don't even know what happened. I stopped caring.
Yeah, I still don't have my Steam version.
Yeah. But they gave me a Steam one when there was a delay, so I have like that. And then I got a disc. I wish I hadn't done that. I ordered the one, to come with the box art and all that. Because I was very excited that it would be a good game, and I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Yeah. Along with it being delayed, the PlayStation Vita version is no longer a thing.
Yeah, that's because the PlayStation Vita is pretty much no longer a thing. I'm glad they're not wasting their time on that, to be honest.
And nothing of value was lost.
Is, Buzzbomb. The one Vita owner will be very upset by this news. So anyway, the Amazon news at the top of the hour here. Not surprising at all, considering that Best Buy just dropped their program for discounts. Amazon has now also dropped their discount program. If you weren't aware, they used to give you 20% discount on physical video game orders if you pre-ordered them, because they were competing with Best Buy. And then Best Buy stopped doing it, so they went, fuck you guys, and they stopped doing it.
At least
Just one less reason to have a Prime account.
To like an alternate thing that is similar, but still not as good.
They're going to do exactly what Best Buy is doing?
Oh, is that what they're doing too? The $10
Yeah.
fucking...
They just do what Best Buy does. Like, that's...
Like, is Best Buy the same one too, where it's just select games?
Yeah, Best Buy has actually always done that in addition to the 20% off.
Yeah.
Also, I believe the Amazon credit will not be valid for more than like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I think it was 60 days.
Fuck that. Like, I buy games pretty spread out sometimes, so I'm not playing that game. I hate that they give you coupons all the time and they expire after like 2 months. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, I stopped even doing the no rush shipping because I was like, these are useless. Plus, no rush shipping you can't use to buy video games anymore. Like, do they hate video game players? I don't understand.
Maybe.
Like,
Speaking of hating video game players, it also no longer gives ad-free viewing on Twitch.
Because, again, fuck you. Too much money lost there.
Yeah, well, the best part about the whole thing is, like, they went into this long fucking, like, blog post about how they're trying to support the content creators and, like, that's how they make money is the ad viewing, blah, 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 etc., etc. And before they were even done taking a breath after saying all that, it's like, by the way, here's this other thing you can subscribe to for ad-free viewing. Yeah.
If you pay for Twitch
like,
Turbo.
oh, fuck
Are you fucking kidding me? We need to support the creators. How about use that, what is it up to now? Like $120 fucking dollars for Prime? How about you take like $20 of that from each Prime thing and give it to them? Like, seriously. Fuck you guys. I think you can,
like,
they do still
like, I think
do the thing where you can subscribe to someone though, right?
I believe so, yeah. And they give a bunch of like free games and shit with it now too, but you have to get it through like a Twitch app or something, which just seems annoying.
Oh, yeah, some of them. Well, yeah, some of them. If it's for a game that's like PUBG and they give you items, you can still get them like normal. But
yeah,
most of
that
it
too.
Most of it, you have to use the Twitch app, and it's like, I mean, it's cool, but I'd rather just have a Steam version, to be honest.
Yeah.
But,
like, there's a couple times where I'm like, I wouldn't mind playing that game. Oh, I don't want to download it like this.
Does Twitch even sell games?
I don't think so.
Like, there's an app and your games are in there, but if they're not going to, at least if they had a storefront, you know, I'm all for storefronts. The more there are, I think the better the market is, really. But I don't even think they have one. I'm opening my Twitch app.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
It's updating.
Don't say that too loudly, though. They might actually do it.
I mean, whatever. That's what you got to play the game, man. That's how you do it on PC. You find the place that's got the sale. Probably never going to be Twitch, though.
Probably not. Despite being owned by fucking Amazon.
I mean, they did give some actual good shit on here. So
yeah, they were giving away some like solid games, but
like I got Titan Souls, Tyranny. Those are legit. Pillars of Eternity. So like some of these are pretty good. I got Devil May Cry HD. Just the first one. I ended up buying the collection on PC and Steam because I don't know. I have more money than sense. Oh, and Tales of the Borderlands was one of them. Oh, and Psychonauts. I don't even know what I fucking have in here. It's a bunch of shit. Brutal Legend, Gone Home. But yeah, most of them are crap. But for a little while there, during Prime Week, whatever the fuck, they're giving away some good shit. And once in a while, there's something good. Most of the time, it's weird indie shit I've never heard of in my life.
Some of those are usually pretty good, though.
It's kind of like PlayStation Plus, really. Like a sea of garbage, and occasionally there's something you want to play. Or not garbage, just shit I don't care about. I'm sure they're very nice games. It's indie shit I've never heard of. It's like when your friend tells you about some movie they saw that you've never heard of, and you're like, okay, dude. But yeah. This client sucks, though. It does do mods, though. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's because they bought, like, Curse, I think it was.
Yeah. All I know is I hate that when I open it, sometimes it starts playing a video, and that drives me fucking insane. There might have been something to make it not do that. Anyway. So, fuck Amazon. Fuck Best Buy especially. Man, that was such a good thing. Like, now I'll probably hardly ever go there. Like, why would I? Why wouldn't I just get it on Amazon and then not have to leave my house? The only time that would be bad is if it's like something I need to have right now, like Spider-Man. I mean, I'm still definitely never going to GameStop because they can blow me. But
oh god, I fucking hate having to deal with them.
I basically never go there ever because they're the worst. Like, you only end up there because sometimes they have something that you need and no one else does.
Yeah, that's like the only time I've bought something from them in a long time was like Destiny 2, because they were literally the only ones that were allowed to sell the fucking collector's edition.
Yeah, that's such bullshit. That made me mad. I didn't buy it.
And then like their shipping is fucking ridiculous, and they don't have like release day shipping either.
Yeah, they're the worst. I ended up I was almost gonna buy the collector's edition and I didn't for. Wait, no, it was it wasn't for Destiny 2's collector's edition. It was like the deluxe one, the one that only came with DLC. That one fucking pissed me off. I'm like, really? But I mean, that's not their fault necessarily. It kind of is, though.
Yeah.
It's both Activision and GameStop's fault. And they can both go to hell. Speaking of going to hell, Devil May Cry's release date got announced. March 8th. Which puts it a little too close to Anthem. What was that release date?
Because those two games are comparable.
End of February, I think, for Anthem.
So many things. February 22nd. I can only handle so many things at a time. It's amazing how quickly I made it through Spider-Man. Like 3 days. That's the quickest I've ever played anything.
I feel like I'm getting through it too fast. I'm at like 50% completion.
Yeah.
I don't want it to end.
I know. New Game Plus is coming. But we'll get to that. Also announced about Devil May Cry, apparently it takes place after Devil May Cry 2, and then you may be asking yourself, what in the fuck is the timeline for this fucking series? Because I don't even... It goes Devil May Cry 3, then 1, then 4, then 2, then 5.
Wait, 4 happened before 2?
Yes. Clear as mud.
I knew there was a reason I don't care about those games anymore.
Let's be honest. No one plays Devil May Cry for the story. Right?
That's probably like why I don't play it anymore.
Like a really bad anime. But yeah. I couldn't actually tell you the story other than him and his brother are not pals and their dad's kind of a douche. That's pretty much all I remember. I remember the end of Devil May Cry 4. I think I fought some weird demon priest dude or something. I don't know. All I know is it was fun. And that's what matters. The story is just there. The characters are that lovable, cheesy B film kind of fun. Like Leon, basically. But a demon with a giant sword.
Like Leon.
Yeah. Just like him. In other news, there's a cool little op-ed thing on Bloomberg about Miyamoto saying people shouldn't be such greedy fucks with
yeah. I mean, that's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean it was a nice article.
Of course, it sounds a little weird coming out of Nintendo, but
Well, honestly, of anyone, they're absolutely the best as far as DLC and paying for things
yeah, I'll
goes.
give you that. Like they're like what they offer for new games at least is good. They're giant fucking greedy asshats with all their old shit.
Oh yeah, it's when it is almost like a form of like in-game purchasing. The way how abusively priced the old shit is. Like, I'm sorry, I am not paying $8 for a Super Nintendo game. It's not gonna happen. It is 20 fucking years old. I'm not doing it. It's too much.
Like even like they're more like some of the more obscure ones. Like, okay, I'm not even sure I want Ice Climbers. Why would I pay $5 for it?
Right. Like, it should be $1, dude. Come on. It's like, what? How big is the game? Like 5 megabytes? It's not like you're paying a lot in server costs for this shit. If you sell it for $1 and it costs you 2 cents to serve it to someone, just make it up in volume, man.
I feel like just knowing how Nintendo functions online, like all of their like listings for like sizes and stuff, it's all just still in bytes. So they think it's a really big amount.
Look at all them bytes. There's thousands of them. Millions of bytes. Yes, sir. It's 2 megabytes. And then, funny thing too is while he's saying this, they're, very noisily fucking threatening and suing everyone they can find that has ROMs.
Yeah, which is like,
don't be greedy.
The dumbest thing in the world.
Don't
since,
look
like,
at
you
this
can't
other
buy
hand.
half the shit.
Right. You can't have these. Where do I buy them?
We're losing
Fuck
money.
you.
I can't buy this though.
Such idiots. It's not like, who are they really stopping anyway, right? Like, it takes 2 seconds to find a torrent for every game ever. Or you just leave the sites up and people download like 1 or 2. Once you have every game ever, though,
In my head, I just imagine this happened because they feel like they didn't sell enough NES classics.
You mean the thing they ran out of?
Yep. Like, why didn't we sell way more
Sorry,
of
you
these?
You didn't make enough. But why didn't we sell more?
Not excuses.
This is horse shit. Pretty much, yeah. Sounds about right. Hopefully they get that sorted pretty soon. They announced. I thought they announced something about the. Did we talk about that last time? Did they have a date for Nintendo Online?
It's this month sometime.
Is it? I thought it was like October. Oh yeah, and in that same vein, we could throw this one in too. They on the next episode of Nintendo Doesn't Understand Technology, they gave an update on the why they don't have consistent cloud saves on the Switch, because they believe limiting cloud saves to certain games will prevent cheating because they're retarded.
What?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Just, oh god.
Mm-hmm. They said, for example, regain items that had been traded to other players or revert to a higher online multiplayer ranking that had been lost.
What the fuck?
Really? Like that last one? Why is that in your save file? And the item thing? Who gives a fuck? Or again, put it online somewhere.
Yeah, like if you have trading in your game, that should be stored on the servers, not on individual save files.
They're so fucking dumb. So you just can't back up your save at all because fuck you. Like, you need to find a solution for this. It's a portable device. Guess what happens to portable devices? They get fucking broken. Like phones. And it's basically a giant phone. God, they are so bad at technology. It's like, I don't understand how the same company that made the Switch, which is fantastic, such a great idea, is still so fucking technologically illiterate. I don't understand how this is the same company. Anyway, whatever. I was looking for a date for when this launches, but can't find anything.
All they say is September. There's not an actual day.
Yeah, just September 2018. Yeah, we'll see. I'm betting that's going to get delayed because we've heard jack shit. They do have pricing, right? Yeah, $20 a year. I mean, that's not bad. I don't know what the fuck a family membership is. Kind of weird.
I think you can have up to 8 accounts on a family account.
Oh, so like Netflix, but for Nintendo.
Honestly, I kind of wish like Sony, I guess Microsoft too, would have options like that where you could have the fucking like whatever the service was on more than one system, just by paying a little bit more.
Nope, they want you to buy an entirely separate full price one from them because what the fuck else are you gonna do? I mean, you can at least kind of cheat with the Sony
Yeah,
one. Where
well, yeah, you can have like 2 basically.
Yeah, you use the non-main one as yours, and then
But
the
it's
main
still
PS4 has to be
really
the one that other
restrictive.
people use. It is. It's pretty. The PS3 way of doing things was way less restrictive. You could have like 3 PS3 or 5 PS3s.
At the very least, I wish like they counted the Pro as a separate thing. Because I was looking at getting one of those, and I was going to use one of the other PS3s for like the kids' TV, so they could just play whatever. And I can't fucking do it without getting another PS Plus account.
I mean, are they really gonna? Oh, because you want them to have the free games.
Yeah. Well, that and like the one like to play Overwatch, and you know you can't fucking play it if you don't have a fucking PS Plus account.
Good lord. Yeah, it would be nice. But they won't, because what are you gonna do?
Yep. At this point, my solution was telling the kid, you want to do this, you need to pay for your own PlayStation Plus account.
This is why everything like this is free on PC, because no one would do it. Like, no one would pay for your multiplayer. They would just not do it.
Yeah.
When you have a console, you have no other choice. Dick bags. Every one of them. Anyhow, so apparently Microsoft is offering a payment plan for the Xbox One.
Yeah, like a cell phone.
Yeah. You have to pay for Xbox All Access and the Xbox. So it's like, what was it?
24 months of Game Pass, 24 months of Xbox Live, and then the Xbox One or the S or the X. The Xbox One S is $21.99 a month for 24 months, and the Xbox One X plan is $34.99 a month.
Which is $840.
Like,
how much does the Xbox All Access thing cost per month? Do we know? No. Oh, it's Xbox Live Gold, Xbox Game Pass. Okay, so it's a couple things, I guess.
So, Xbox Live Gold is like, what, $60 a year?
Yeah.
So that's $120.
Game Pass is $10 a month.
That's $240.
Well over 2 years, $240, yeah. So, 240, 120, 360. Plus, well, yeah, whatever. How much does an Xbox One X cost? Like $500?
I believe so.
Well, hell, you might be saving a slight bit.
No, it's not terrible. It's actually not a bad setup.
Yeah, I mean,
If you're going to use all the stuff.
I don't know why you would. The whole like Game Pass thing seems just. I don't know, man.
They need better exclusives for me to even consider getting an Xbox again.
If like I never had to buy games because I had this service, it would be worth it. But if I have this service and I still have to buy games, why would I get this service?
Yeah, like something like that should be for like older games, or it needs to have like everything.
Yeah, it needs to have everything. I mean, that's pretty much it.
I was going to say, I believe it also includes the 360 backwards compatibility, but I think that's just normal Xbox Live service.
Do you even need Live or Gold or whatever the fuck for that?
I have no fucking clue.
I think that's just something you get as part of patches. Like, they're pretty cool with that. I thought the backwards compatibility stuff was actually pretty neat. But just every once in a while, they're like, hey, there's some new shit coming. Here you go. So that's pretty cool. And then, apparently Battlefield 5 got delayed. And I saw an article saying that the pre-orders were not great. Good.
Oh no.
Good.
I forget.
I know there's some stupid controversy or whatever, but honestly, the game just looks whatever. Meh.
The pre-sale thing, it wasn't including. I forget. There was something specific it wasn't including, but I can't remember what it was. That like, if you did include that, it would just be normal level of pre-orders.
Oh, I see. So it's a misleading headline, I guess, is what I saw.
They just didn't do all their research or something. I don't really remember.
A journalist on the internet didn't do enough research? Shocking. Gaming journalism, he said with air quotes.
I think the main reason they're actually delaying it, and they're not going to say this, but it's to get away from Call of Duty and Red Dead Redemption, which are both that same original month, launch month.
That would make sense.
They should definitely not try to go head to head with those.
Because they've done that before with, I think, Battlefield 1 and the last Call of Duty, and it didn't work out so well, or I forget what the issue was, but I know that they've been doing that before in the past, and it really hasn't worked out in their favor. But that's because I think Call of Duty was way more popular than it is now. I mean, it's still super popular, obviously, but I think it's starting to slowly come down.
Finally.
Yeah, I mean, they're launching like a month later, so... For them, I would have just been like, all right, let's launch a week before Black Ops 4. Boom. Done.
It's like what they did with Titanfall 2. I think that came out a week before Battlefield 1.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I know there was something with that.
I guess giving them a month to finish or whatever is probably a good call, though.
Yeah, Battlefield 1 was the 21st of October, and then Titanfall 2 was the 28th.
So, yeah, probably a good move. I'm tired of these games, honestly. I got a copy of Battlefield 1 and I'd never even played it. It's just, I don't know.
Trying the beta was more of that than I wanted to play.
Yeah, I should have really figured that out. I put it on like my Christmas list or whatever when I got it, and I was like, all right. And then I don't know. I think because like almost no one I know had it. And no one was like, hey, let's play this. So I was just like, oh. Anyway, so the next one about some, I don't know, MT, you can take this one. The one about the guy at Capcom fighting him.
Oh, Yoshinori, God damn it, I can't talk.
No, you can't.
Yoshinori Ono, there we go. He was the head of the Capcom fighting game division for a long time. I believe he originally was part of the team that worked on Street Fighter 2 back in the day, and he was the head of the fighting game division around the time Street Fighter 4 came out, and I believe he was the one that kind of got Capcom like to start like greenlighting development on Street Fighter 4. So he's kind of like the main reason that game even exists. He was also the in charge on Street Fighter 5 as well, which I don't know. I'm so far out of that scene now. Can't really say for sure, but I feel like that game didn't sell as well as 4 might have. So maybe like.
Gee, could it be because it was a PlayStation exclusive?
Maybe, I don't know. It's well PlayStation and PC, but yeah.
Not having it on Xbox was super dumb. You're right, though. It was on PS4, arcade, Windows, and Linux. Definitely a mistake. But yeah, so he's left. Who's the new guy? Do you know anything about him? Not heard the name before. Yeah.
So did he like step down or did he get forced out?
It just says not a lot.
Okay, yeah. Well, it talks about it really nicely, so
yeah.
It says he took a lesser job title.
It's pretty non-committal.
Looks like the new guy is the producer for the Monster Hunter series, so that's a thing.
I mean, Monster Hunter World was wildly successful, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on to another fun little thing that I saw recently. So, if you play games in Linux, Valve announced this honestly really cool thing. They're basically building something into Steam to launch games that are Windows only games in Wine, and they have their own name. I forget what their version of it's called. It's like it's called Proton. So it's like a more gaming oriented version of Wine. And there's a lot of technical shit. You can read the links. I'm not gonna sit here and go through the name of a bunch of obscure projects and shit. But the main thing that makes this like really fucking cool is basically you can just launch the game and it will work, even if it's a Windows game. So it's like a bunch of shit you can now play. And Wine has been making leaps and bounds for a while now for playing games, but they basically had like a list of things you could play like day one, and then they're kind of just adding more and more as time goes on. So, there's stuff in there like the original Doom, the new Doom, I think. Yeah, Final Fantasy VI, some Magic the Gathering,
like random shit.
Payday the Heist, Nier Automata, however the hell you say it, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original, Warhammer 40k, Stalker, Quake. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. So, and then basically as time goes on, I'm going to try to get as many games working in there as I can. But yeah, they're doing some really cool stuff in here, and you can read about the more technical stuff because as always we'll put the links on the page for the podcast. But yeah, it's really cool. It's really great if you're using Linux. Like it's just gonna make shit so much fucking easier. Because a lot of the time you go to run these games, and one, you can't even fucking download them because Steam's like, hey, you're on Linux, fuck you. And even when you do download stuff, you got to get like the Windows version of Steam. You got to configure a bunch of stuff for Wine, and it's just, ugh. So this should greatly streamline the process, and that's going to be very nice. So I'm pretty excited to see that because I like Linux. So neat.
I don't fuck with Linux, so.
Yeah, you don't. You're not enough of a nerd. You're just a dork.
I'm not that kind of nerd. Like, I do a lot with computers, but I don't.
You're an
fuck with
RPG
OS
nerd.
Stuff.
You platinum like a billion games. And then here's your exciting news article about the Witcher Netflix series.
Yay! Yeah, so and I was not expecting something like this because, The Witcher is a relatively popular series, and the books are popular for what they are too. But Henry Cavill, aka current Superman, was cast as the lead role for it, which I was surprised about. I ended up reading into it a little bit, though. Apparently, he is a giant fucking fan of the series, supposedly the books as well as the games. So, nice. He actually went out of his way to audition for it, and they ended up going with him after auditioning a bunch of other people too, because he actually
I'm fucking Superman, hire me, bitch.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was because they kept because they auditioned him in April or something like that, and this was just announced a couple weeks ago. But after doing a shitload of other auditions, they kept kind of going back to his because it was really obvious he knew who the character was. Because there's a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do a reading when you know the fucking story already.
Yeah, so it worked out really well, and he has a good look for it too. I think he'll look really good in the part.
Yeah, because he's gonna be the main character of something like Superman. So he's a rugged-looking dude,
I honestly never cared for him much as Superman. Visually he looks really good for it, but I don't like the way he played the part that much.
I don't think that was him. That's terrible.
Yeah, I'm sure that was more fucking Zack Snyder than anything, but whatever.
Because Zack Snyder's the worst. I have to say, too, as I look at this picture from the article, I'm totally getting Freddie Mercury vibes from it. Now I kind of wish he was the one in the movie and not the weird guy from Mr. Robot. Still looks really good, though. I'm totally going to see it.
And then, there was just some, more recent news for this Netflix series, too. One of the other main characters, Ciri, the female that's in the Witcher 3 game, and is a big, big player in the original books. They put out a casting call for her character. These are, just to give a little background, these games, the story for these games, it's all Polish-based. The author was Polish. The fucking game studio that made it is in, Poland or something like that, too. So, every character in the entire existence of the series is basically white as fuck. Because Poland. So they put out a casting call for this female character, and it very specifically said they wanted basically anybody but a white person. So the internet lost its fucking mind. As I'm sure you can imagine.
As they always do. Yeah. That stuff just, I don't know why it bothers people so much.
Yeah, honestly, just as long as they get somebody that fits the character, great. The thing that annoys me is, why do they have to specifically look for somebody that's not white? Just look for anybody. Why is that so hard?
Sure. Because it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be Netflix, but it's still Hollywood.
Yeah. Like, but yeah, whoever it is, as long as they fit the part, great. It's awesome.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like in Thor when they had the coolest black man in the world.
Fucking Idris Elba as Heimdall, like made that character.
Because I mean, I don't know who the fuck Heimdall is. It's some dude in armor with a really big sword. Like having him be Idris Elba is like, oh man, that guy's so awesome.
Yeah, it immediately made him like way more interesting.
So hot right now.
Like even in like when they did the Dark Tower movie, as badly as they fucked that movie up, him being the main character was a good choice. He was perfect for that role. Like there's only a couple other people that I probably would have liked to see do it, but he was a good one. I was happy about that. And then the movie was terrible.
Yeah. I was never into those books. I started reading it and got bored like really quickly.
Yeah, they're weird.
Well, because it's like you sit down to read a Stephen King book and then you're like, what the fuck is this? This isn't a Stephen King book. This is like Stephen King mixed with Lord of the Rings. What the fuck is this?
Set in like the Old West.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, like if that's where you stop, then you didn't even get to the really weird shit.
No, really, I think all I had read was him literally walking around the desert, and I was like, okay.
Boop. Yeah, those get so fucking weird, but that's a talk for another time.
The second Lord of the Rings book when they were just chasing orcs for fucking chapters upon chapters, and I was like, fucking kill me.
Until they finally stopped and talked to trees for like half the book.
Right. It was a great book. I would totally read it again. No, I wouldn't. That book's the first time and only time I've ever skipped entire pages of a book, which it's blasphemy to me. I've never done that, but I did for that.
Yeah, Tolkien had a habit of getting way too descriptive.
Singing and poems, and anyway, we go on about that all fucking day, but suffice to say, no thank you. But yeah, so Henry Cavill cast as Geralt. I think that's gonna be cool. I think he really. I should play those games so I can appreciate it more.
They're honestly really good games. The first one is a little weird for the age that it is now, but the second one was really good, and the third one is probably one of my favorite fucking games.
Yeah, I definitely hear lots of good stuff about them.
Like that, how much I like that game is specifically why I'm excited for Cyberpunk 2077.
Right. I saw they did a gameplay thing of that, which I still have yet to watch because it's like 40 minutes long.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes long. I actually ended up watching the whole thing, though.
Yeah? How was it? I watched like 5 minutes of it, and I was like, interesting.
Like, the best way I can describe it is, like, gameplay-wise, it almost, like, looks like a good Mass Effect game.
Hey, that's
looking at you, Andromeda.
Emphasis on good.
It's that like third-person shooter, but with heavy RPG element type of thing. Like, like probably more Mass Effect 1 with like the quality of Mass Effect 2, I would say.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. Definitely waiting to see more. I need to actually sit and watch that 40-minute video. It's hard to sit and watch 40 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
Like could we get like a sizzle reel like they did for Doom Eternal? Like, I want that. Give me that.
Honestly, you could probably just start it up and skip to like the halfway point and just watch for like 5 or 10 minutes and you kind of get the gist of it.
Pick something out. Watch this. Because the thing I watched was just somebody shooting some like machine gun SMG fucking thing for like 2 minutes. It was like at the very beginning, and I was like, okay, I have no idea what's happening. Okay, guns. So, anyway, moving on to one of the other headliners this week. Spider-Man released. Some fun little fact that I saw while I was playing, and I was like, oh yeah. So one thing that it's just one of those things where you can tell like the amount of effort and attention to detail that goes into the game. There's 2 sets of lines for like when Spider-Man is talking to someone on the phone, and if you're just standing on a building or whatever, he just he talks normal. And if you're like web slinging around fighting people, there's actually a different set of voice lines where he sounds he's like yelling and he's just he sounds like he's exerting himself. So I thought that was really cool. It's like just that little extra bit, Now that being said, I've never heard the non-exerting lines because I am at all times moving, web slinging. Like, who the fuck stands on a building to listen to a conversation when I could be on my way to the next spot? Fucking weirdo.
Like, I do it sometimes, like, not all the time, because a lot of times, the phone calls pop up while you're web slinging, so I won't stop if I'm doing that already,
Right,
but if it
right.
starts when I'm just kind of standing there already, I'll wait, listen to it.
Yeah, maybe if you just finished, like, a story mission,
Yeah.
and you're standing on a building because that's where it
Yeah,
left
you have that weird delay when you finish one where you're like, the next objective hasn't quite popped up yet.
Right.
And like, so I'll just sit and wait on those ones. But yeah, like I noticed it because like I noticed that one time I was web slinging and like I don't know if it was like Aunt May called him or something, and he sounded like he was like,
Clearly.
yeah, you could tell he
What are
was
you doing, Peter?
something.
Nothing.
I kind of wonder if there isn't like different responses depending on that too. Because the one time you're like doing a bunch of shit, and she's like, "What's all that noise?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm watching a superhero movie."
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the game has been, God, it's so fucking fun. I already platinumed it. I did that. You probably saw me talking about it last night. It took me like 3 days. Like I got it and started playing at around 3 on Friday, and I did absolutely nothing but that for 3 days.
That's what I've been wanting to do. I think I'm
I
at like
stopped
50%
to like
now.
eat. I think I went out with my wife for a little bit, but other than that, and she was cool because I told her like weeks ago, I'm like, Friday, Spider-Man comes out. That is what I will be doing. This will be happening. She was super cool though because she didn't bother me for like the whole weekend. She was just like, "Oh, you playing your game? Yeah, all right. I'm gonna watch TV." Okay.
Yeah, I've been putting as much time as I can into it, but like between like getting back to work and stuff, and then like my anniversary was yesterday. Like I'm at 50%, so I feel like I'm going at a decent pace. I'm gonna try to finish it before we go away this weekend.
Like, it's our anniversary. Let's go to dinner. All right, let's rush through this shit. I gotta go play Spider-Man.
She did actually let me play for a little bit because we were waiting for the kids to get home, and like she played her game for a couple hours, and then she got off the TV so I could play that for a couple hours.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's been so long since there was a really good one, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Shattered Dimensions, but this game is just, it's on a whole other level.
I haven't actually played like hardly any Spider-Man game.
Well, most of them since Ultimate Spider-Man have been steaming piles of shit.
I think the last one I played was probably like Maximum Carnage on the fucking Genesis.
Wait, you never played Spider-Man 2?
Nope.
Dude, that's one of the best Spider-Man games ever made. How did you miss that?
I hear that a lot.
Jesus.
I just never bothered because it was a fucking like movie tie-in.
No, God, it was one. Oh man,
I know, like I've seen bits of it. I'm like, wow, that they actually put some effort into that.
they did. It's insane that was a movie tie-in because it was one of the best Spider-Man games ever made.
Yeah, like what little I had seen of it, because I think I played a demo too, and I was like, wow, it was almost like it was something they were already making, and because the movie was about to come out, they just like slapped the same cover on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they did it. It was really advanced for its time. It's like all those crazy web slinging mechanics that you see in the game now. They like started there, like all that time ago. It was like when that came out, it was like holy shit. You know, it took into account your momentum and you could do different things, swing higher. You had to be near a building to do stuff.
Yeah.
It really went for it, and it was like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
Yeah, they definitely got that shit down like perfectly too. Like you can't. It's almost impossible to fuck up the web slinging too, because like even if you like slam into a building, like they make him adjust so that he runs alongside the building or whatever.
Yeah, the only time he won't is if you slam straight into something. Sometimes he'll get on the side, and then you're like, God damn it! And then I never know how to just jump off the building. Like I don't know how. So I like slam. I hit X like 50 times. Like get off! Because it's always when you're in the middle of doing something naturally. You're chasing a drone or some kind of bullshit, and you're like, no!
Oh, the fucking chasing the birds. Fuck those things.
Fucking pigeons, but I got it.
There was like the worst part, like one of the ones I had to actually start it over because like it flew straight up in the middle of fucking nothing. It was like in the middle of a park. I was like, fuck you, bird.
Be better. You could have caught it before then.
Probably.
But yeah. I can't believe I did all of that shit too, and I loved every minute of it. Because it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're web slinging and fighting, and those are like the funnest things ever.
Yeah, like I really like. I was worried the game was gonna feel too much like the fucking Arkham games, and it does a little bit, but it's like just
It's
enough.
similar.
But yeah,
But
it's
even then,
similar.
it's like
But it's still very much Spider-Man.
right, and you could almost say the Arkham games build off of games like Spider-Man 2 that came before it, because Spider-Man 2 had a fighting system, and it's not like Batman, the Arkham games invented that. They just improved upon it. They tightened it up. And what I liked and kind of hated was the combat system is different enough that if you're good at Arkham, you're not automatically good at this. Like I was fucking terrible at the beginning. It was like having to relearn, even though it's the same, it's not quite the same.
That definitely threw me off a little bit.
It's good though because it differentiates it. You're not just Batman with webs,
Yeah.
Like your fighting style, which the one thing that bothered me, people kept saying, well, Spider-Man's a weaker character. I'm like, Batman's a dude, and Spider-Man can lift 100 tons. So, no, he's not just a dude who's weaker than Batman. That's a retarded statement. But his fighting style is more built around being,
super
acrobatic,
agile,
quick, and he can take down, like, huge people like the Rhino, and, but he does it with things other than brute strength.
Yeah. Like, some of those fucking enemy types, too, though, you gotta watch out for, like, those big fuckers.
Yeah,
like, if they get you in a corner, they fucking just beat the fuck out of you.
And they punch so fast, they'll just boom, 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 before you can even react, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got pissed off a few times from that.
Well, like, I hate it, too, because I didn't understand how, like, the takedown thing was working. Apparently, you need 2 full gauges to use the takedown on one of them, and I didn't realize that at first.
I would just web them up a lot. Like, as you get more moves, like the one where you can grab webbed up people and swing them around. So if you swing them around a few times, you wear them down, and then you can do
one thing that I like is if you, like, fully web somebody up, if you, like, push them against something, like, if you knock them against something, it'll stick them to the wall.
Yeah, they get webbed to it. Or if you throw them and they're almost dead, and they have webs on them, and you throw them, they go and stick to the wall.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing so far, though, is the fucking trip mine.
Oh, it's so fun. And I was like,
I just got it.
I couldn't believe that I never noticed, and this is to all the players, you can use the trip mine to stick people to other people.
Yeah, I did that a couple times.
It's
it was
amazing.
The best.
Also, there's a trophy for it that I didn't get, and that was one of the last trophies I had to get.
Yeah, I was actually, since you told me about that, I was like actively trying to do it, and the first time it happened, I was like, oh my god, that was amazing.
It is. It really is. It's so fun. And it's like, as you see it happen, you're like, do it.
Well, like, my wife was watching me for a bit when she got home, and I did that, and, like, she doesn't care much about Spider-Man. She's just like, oh, that's a game. And then she saw me do that. She's like, what the fuck? That was amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So, yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed that game.
Like something we talked about, but we haven't mentioned here yet. There's all kinds of fucking different suit skins, and they're all in the game, and you can unlock them in the fucking game.
You don't have to buy anything. All the suits are in there. There's like
no
25...
DLC, no fucking energy drinks.
Yes. No monster codes on fucking... God, kill yourself. There's a lot of suits, too. There's like 25, 30 of them? How many are there?
Yeah, I think it's at least 25. You can tell there's obviously some they're saving for, like, expansion stuff.
Oh, no, you'll get all the things you can see. But yeah, the concepts that they're... Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the black suit, like, obviously that's probably going to be, like, the most popular one, so it's just not there yet.
Yeah, I can see that.
The thing I like too
is
a
couple things.
Like most of the suits have like special powers, but you don't have to have that suit on to use the power. You can switch it, like you mix and match them however you want.
Which I really love, because then I could like use the Iron Spider arms with my Scarlet Spider costume, because I like wearing that because I'm a 90s kid, and even though that was one of the most terribly written comic book stories in the history of comic books, I still like Scarlet Spider.
Yeah, I do too. I used it for a while, but I felt weird after a bit. I'm like, this isn't right.
This feels wrong. It's too 90s, and they didn't tone it down at all. It looks exactly like it fucking popped from the pages, and they added some material to it, and that was it. It looks exactly the fucking same. It's awesome. I love it. I wore that one a lot. And also they have the one from the newest Amazing Spider-Man run. The one where he's got like a a glowing green light behind his chest logo.
Yeah.
So I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a shit ton of costumes in there. It's super fun.
Yeah,
I would change costumes all the time, like all the time.
Like story-wise, it's really good too. I like the way they introduce some of the characters. And like, this isn't really a spoiler because they showed him in the fucking trailer, but like Miles is in it, and like, but you meet his dad first, and the way that like the whole thing flowed was like really good.
Yeah, I liked that. I don't want to say more. I liked it.
Yeah. Like, the only thing that threw me off, like, still is, like, the whole Otto Octavius thing. Just the way it's set up is weird.
Yeah, don't say too much about that. I don't honestly know why they tried to hide a lot about it, and I'm like, really? But, whatever.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a spoiler. Basically, just, you know, he's not Dr. Octopus yet.
Yeah,
but then, like, every other villain ever is, like, established, though. That's what makes it weird. Like, he's even talking about the fucking chameleon.
It's like they left the big ones for you to discover in these games, or something. So we'll see how that goes.
I feel like the main reason they did it is because, like, they have an excuse for him having some of like the crazier gadgets that he had after like the Superior Spider-Man shit.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm okay with that at that point because some of that shit's fun.
It is. There's so many fun little gadgets. I don't even think you've unlocked them all yet.
Yeah. Like, I like even
the web bomb is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Just walk into a group and fuck off.
Yeah, usually, like, I'll, like, ground slam into them and then just throw one down and they all get fucking webbed up.
Yep. Or the electricity one. If you got a really tight packed group, get one of them with it and they're all like, oh! Like the entire group.
Best part is like when you do that and then you like throw somebody into somebody else and it electrocutes them too.
It's a big festival of fuckery. That's awesome.
Like all the characters were done so well too. Like fucking I like that they used like Jameson as like being on like the fact channel already and stuff, and then he's just all the shit that he goes off about.
He's basically Rush Limbaugh. It's fantastic.
I had to actually like stop web slinging because I was laughing so hard when he starts talking about how like Spider-Man was sighted like fucking catching pigeons, and he starts like going off about how he might actually be a spider that turned into a man and he's eating the pigeons.
It's pretty great. Yeah. I still wish it was J.K. Simmons though. The person that did it was definitely channeling him though.
Yeah. Well, I looked him up because like the voice sounded kind of familiar when he got really angry, and I figured out why. He's the big fucking like German guy in Overwatch, Reinhardt. The really loud fucker.
That's funny. That's the guy with the big hammer, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's one of those voice actors that's in almost fucking everything, but you just like don't know who he is.
Right. Sometimes they become like rock stars, like Troy Baker or the guy from The Last of Us and shit, whose name I suddenly forgot. You know.
Yep.
Or Kevin Conroy. The true Dark Knight. So anyway, that's enough.
Steve Blum.
Spider-Man. Oh yeah, Steve Blum. The guy that's in fucking everything.
Everything ever.
Do you need a voice actor? Okay, Steve Blum. What is it for? It doesn't matter. Spike, Wolverine, fuck it. Anyway, so a couple more things to close out this week. There's this big thing happening, and it's EA being the dickbags that they are.
Yeah, this one's ridiculous.
It's sad. So there's been a couple of countries talking about loot boxes, banning them, restricting them in some way, and EA is refusing to remove the loot boxes, and they try all this weasel shit like, oh, the players want it, and basically the government in Belgium is suing them.
Specifically, that was because I remember reading about that in terms of Overwatch, because Belgium just passed a law that basically they're not allowed to do that anymore, period, by law.
Because it's fucking gambling.
Yeah, because it's gambling. So in Belgium for like Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm and stuff, like Blizzard took the loot box, like they can't buy the loot boxes anymore.
The whole loot box thing is like no one actually likes it. They would rather just have the stuff.
Yeah, like even if it was just in-game currency, just as long as you could buy what you wanted, like what you can do, but they give you so little of the shit. It's like almost like they're forcing you to buy the fucking boxes.
Yeah, at least Overwatch is fairly cool from what I've seen about how much like money you get from buying a loot box, that you can buy a thing with it as well, but I still find the entire practice just distasteful.
Yeah.
I think it's douchey. It's not customer friendly. So, and I never buy that shit ever. Not even in Overwatch. I paid for Overwatch. I'm not paying for loot boxes.
Yeah, like I understand it a little better in free-to-play games, but if you pay $60 for a game and then you also have to like pay to get the stuff in the game, that's kind of pushing it.
And I'm the kind of person, like, I don't spend that much time with a game usually. Like, I beat it and then I get the fuck out of there. So I'm not paying for loot boxes. Half the time I don't even buy DLC unless I see it on some kind of sale and I haven't played the game yet, or, you know, there's an ultimate edition of a game that I haven't bought. Like, I'll do that. But other than that, I don't usually return to a game. I got other shit to do.
Yeah, like, does it say what EA's trying to do to avoid fucking taking them out, or are they just flat out refusing?
Seems like they're just refusing to do it.
Because, like, I know, like, China had something similar, and the way Blizzard dealt with that is they changed it so that what you're buying technically is the currency, and then they just give you the loot boxes when you buy the currency. I'm thinking that's not working in Belgium since they've removed them, though.
Yeah. Turns out that not everyone is retarded, and they can see through your thinly veiled ploy.
Well, that was because, like, when I first saw that announcement for Overwatch, I was looking at the amounts that you buy, and it was ridiculous. Like, you would spend, like, $100, and you wouldn't get enough to buy, like, a new skin.
Yeah,
so I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I read into it more, and it's like, oh, but you also get 50 loot boxes. It's like, okay, I see what they're doing.
Okay.
So, yeah, EA, bunch of dicks.
Yep. Well, they always have been, always will be. Anyway, on a interesting, similar note, Good Old Games, site run by CD Projekt Red. They're launching a fuck DRM initiative, but there's no U because they're clever. FCK DRM. Totes not fuck, guys. Advertise this, please. Which, it's cool. I don't actually know what this is going to mean. I didn't really read much on the website, to be honest, but basically it's an initiative. It's pretty self-explanatory. They don't like DRM, and they're going to try to encourage people to stop using it.
Yeah, that's not surprising. Like, that's good. One of the big things about GOG is, like, all their games are DRM free that they sell on there.
Right, like, they do good things. So the world would be a better place without DRM.
Yeah. Well, I know, like, CD Projekt Red is, like, a big advocate of that, too. They are constantly putting, like, jokes and shit in their games about fucking DRM.
Yeah. And, of course, the EFF is a supporter of this. And they've got only them right now on the gaming front. But they've got Project Gutenberg, OpenLibra, Moving Image Archive, Vimeo, Bandcamp, eMusic, 7 Digital, whatever the fuck that is. So, got some weight behind it. It'd be cool to see, like, a major company join it, like, I don't know, Blizzard or something. Which would be kind of a red herring, because, yeah, we don't have DRM, you just have to sign in to play multiplayer. I don't know. And that's another thing people use now, right? Companies use the online portion or make the game an only online game to basically make it impossible to pirate.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of the companies moving towards we're not just making games, we're making live services.
Yeah, like Destiny.
Yep.
Yeah, that whole practice. It sucks because at some point they're going to shut the server down and now your game is useless.
Yeah, there's a couple things they've done it to already. Like, Smite they shut down? Not that, like, that, for all 10 people that played that, I guess.
Didn't something happen to Evolve?
Yeah, I think they might have shut that down finally, too. And that was one of those ones that when it first came out, before it went free to play, had, like, fucking, ridiculously massive amounts of DLC and shit, too, that people had to buy.
It looks like Evolve is it's going to shut down. The dedicated servers shut down on September 3rd. How was this not in the news that I saw?
Like, I think they announced it a while ago.
People care so little that the actual server shutting down didn't even get a news article. Good lord.
But yeah, there's been MMOs that have shut down and stuff, but at least those were just you bought it, and aside from subscription shit, there wasn't any weird shit they added on.
Yeah. No.
But
a bunch of games are gonna die, and it's sad. Like nobody's gonna be able to play Destiny in 10 years, 20 years, because it'll die. There won't be servers for it anymore, and there's really no reason for it to need servers. Like most of that game would not require servers for the single player.
That's what I hate about that's another one that I thought of, was that one fucking Marvel game that was free to play that was like Diablo.
Oh yeah, that got shut down too.
That pissed me off too. I had one more fucking trophy to get the platinum when it shut down, because I thought I had time too, because they announced when they were going to shut it down, and then like a week later they're like, you know what, fuck everybody, we're shutting it down this week. They shut it down like a week before Christmas.
We out of money. Fuck this shit.
It wasn't even that they were out of money, it's just like Marvel pulled their license, so they basically weren't allowed to do anything with it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But, at that point, you'd think they could release a fucking patch to make it like an offline game, and then you're good.
Yeah, they can't.
But, too much fucking work, I guess.
I wonder if someone will eventually do that. It's probably, I bet they built a lot of shit into the cloud, and that's why they can't.
Yeah, well, I mean, if somebody cared about the game enough, they probably will, for, obviously, on PC. You'll probably see something pop up eventually.
They don't care enough. People cared enough to make a vanilla WoW server, but they sure as fuck do not care enough about this. I remember even at one point running remember we had our own Diablo 2 server? I don't know if you ever played on it.
Nope.
Yeah, we did that for a while. It was kind of cool. Ultimately pointless. And then the last news story, I just kind of threw it in because I thought it was interesting. THQ Nordic has acquired Kingdoms of Amalur.
Uh-oh. That was a game
Nordic,
I played recently.
It was supposed to be decent. Was it not?
It was too much. Like, it's one of those things, like, it should have worked, but, like, I honestly think they tried too hard. Because, everybody that was involved in the game, it was, like, R.A. Salvatore was the one that did all, like, the world-building story stuff. Fucking Todd McFarlane did all the character design stuff. It was, like, the guy that, like, the game designer for, like, Morrowind and Oblivion was the game designer for the game. But, like, that's the only time you'll ever hear me say there was too much story in a game.
Huh.
Like, I put like 100 hours into the game and I still wasn't out of the first fucking area. The game is so filled with story, the fucking rocks talk to you. Not a joke. Like, it wasn't terrible, it was just really generic. And then, like, I guess it came out, like, within, like, a month of, like, fucking Skyrim or something like that. So it was kind of fucked. But, like, I mean, certainly, like, that particular company could probably do something good with it, as long as they don't go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the company makes a lot of shit now. They bought a few companies.
So, like, I wouldn't hate to see them do something with the property, but I'd be wary of it. I mean, I suppose if they acquired, like, all the assets to the game, there's probably so much fucking story, they could probably build games for years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're the ones that, they bought Deep Silver, who do the, what do you call them? I can't think of.
That sounds familiar.
Or wait, maybe Deep Silver doesn't do that. Who's doing Saints Row?
No, Deep Silver is Saints Row, it looks like. Or Saints Row 4, at least.
There it is. I see that.
I know I've seen them from something else, too.
Metro.
No, it was like a weird fucking... It was another, like, Diablo-style game, I think.
Metro.
Sacred. That was
it. I see.
Weird-ass fucking game there, too.
Yep, never played it.
That was one of those ones. I played the second one because, like, it was when I didn't have a job. My friend had, like, Sacred 2 on PS3, so I borrowed it. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Alright, and then just the last part. You and MT have been playing the new Destiny expansion. How is that going?
I am pleasantly surprised. They have definitely fixed a lot of their problems. The story is legitimately good. Like, it's interesting. The cutscenes are fucking great.
I played the new patch a little. I'm really excited that they did the thing with the weapons finally. It's been a long fucking time coming.
It feels a little weird at this point, and I honestly fucking hate PvP again. Because it's just nothing but fucking shotguns and fusion rifles.
Yeah, but that's because you're bad.
No, it's because I can aim, and I prefer to do it that way. Like, I hate the fucking, like, running around corners and blasting people in the face shit. Like, I don't have the reaction time for that. I can aim great. Like, before the fucking patch, when I started playing it again a little bit, I was like, 3+ like kill-death ratio, fucking winning games constantly. And then as soon as this fix went in, I'm back down to where I was. I hate it.
Yeah, but when you say as soon as this fix went in, hadn't you not played for several months at that point?
I played for like a few weeks before when I was trying to do the fucking, like, they did that event.
You and your fucking achievement hunting.
It wasn't even achievements, it was just like the in-game shit. But I wanted to try to get the armor, so I'd have like the 400 armor before everything came out. I didn't manage anyway, but yeah, like, I mean, like, I can tell it feels fun again because, like, as I'm doing the story, I keep getting distracted by other shit to do.
Because there's actually things to do right now.
Yeah, like, they have bounties in the game again, which is nice, but it's not just like, oh, go to the tower and grab this fucking stack of bounties. Like, they have, like, daily bounties on each planet, so if you go to a planet, you go talk to the person there, and there's shit you do on that planet. And then that's how you get, like, a shitload of the materials and stuff.
That's actually a good way of doing it. That way you don't have to leave the planet. Like, remember, you try to stack up as many similar things as you could before,
And then, like, the bounties go into your, like, inventory, so it's not just, oh, you can only hold 10 bounties. You can hold as many
like,
as you have space for.
A shitload of them.
The one thing that bothers me a little bit, though, is they have a duration on them now. As soon as you pick them up, they stay in your inventory for 1 day, and then they're gone. So you have to actually do them. So you can't just stack them, like over time, and then do them all at once. But, I mean, that's not a huge deal. And then...
Not really that way. Never worked that well anyway.
In the new area, the guy there that you deal with, he actually... They put back in, like, the conversion of, like, money and materials into other things. So you can, like, if you need the materials and don't want to go fucking farm them, and you have, like, a bajillion fucking... or whatever the currency is called, I forget now. Glimmer.
Yeah.
Then you can just buy the shit.
The one thing I think is extremely, very, very poorly thought out is the fact that it requires those cores, those really rare fucking cores to upgrade anything.
You can buy
now.
those too, though.
Yeah, but they get more expensive as you buy more.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't realize it until I fucking ran out of fucking legendary shards.
Yeah, it's like...
But it resets them.
What are normal people supposed to do? Like, normal people don't have hundreds of shards like all the fucking no-lives.
It takes a bit to get up there, because, like, I ended up buying, I think, like, fucking 10 of the fucking things. And, like, at first it's, like, it's 10 for one, and then, I think it just goes up by 10 each time for a little bit. And then it's, like, after about 5 or 6, that's when it starts really hitting you. But it does reset. It must be on, like, the weekly reset or something, because when I played a little bit earlier... Like, I went back and I looked at him, and I went to look at the price, and it was down to 10 again. And then you can also... The currency you get in the new area, as far as I can tell, the only real purpose it serves outside of probably weapon stuff is to buy legendary shards. And the fucking stuff is everywhere. So right now I could buy, like, a couple dozen fucking legendary shards, too. So, like, it's the conversion on things it's not perfect. Like, I'm not as like, mostly I'm annoyed because they made it harder to infuse things than it already was, and there's no good reason for that.
Yeah,
like, the way it was before was fine. Why do you make it harder?
Because they're Bungie, and they can't do something without fucking something else out there literally incapable of it.
At least this time, though, it feels like the steps forward exceed the steps backwards.
Yeah, we'll see. That upgrade one is really fucking obnoxious. I hope they fix that.
Like, and beyond that, it's mostly just gonna serve a purpose for whatever your favorite guns you already had were, because shit drops so much at such high fucking levels. Like, everything I'm getting to drop right now is, like, fucking light level 500.
I feel like this was just an opportunity because everyone made fun of Luke Smith saying, "We want your 9th better devil to be as important as your first." Like, it was just them trying to piss everyone off. Like, oh, if you get if you get another of the same gun, it's free to upgrade. Okay, you guys are retarded.
Yeah.
So typical. But the rest looks good. I'm glad everyone's gonna play on PC now. Anyway, So I think that about does it. Unless you guys have anything else, we're definitely passing the hour mark, so we should get this thing moving to a close.
I'm good.
He is still alive, folks. All right, well, thanks for listening. We'll be back in a couple weeks with some more. Until next time.
Bye.